I believe that all the umbrella of mental health, all these issues, need to be talked about. And, I think another big problem that we need to address is the out of control alcohol binging that the students are going on. And I find it extremely alarming and upsetting. Front page story in this week's Long Beach Herald. And the paragraph here says, about 45% of 11th and 12th graders in the Long Beach School District admitted to recent binge drinking, consuming more than five drinks in a sitting in the prior 2 weeks. And that's 45% that admitted to it. So my feeling is it's a lot worse than that. And we're all under the umbrella of mental health, and Michelle, I feel that is a very alarming statistic, and I think if the kids are going on binges of drinking, that can lead to a lot more problems.
That's just the tip of the iceberg. That's horrible. That's just drinking, right? And that's just drinking, and that's just the people that are just admitting to it. That's too young, and that's just peer pressure. That's a lot of it's just peer pressure, in my opinion.
That's why, Michelle, if you can help and get, I like Rocco and I, we went to high school wrestling tournament yesterday at Long Beach High School, and we spoke to students. We told them about our show and come and share. And I reached out to Long Beach High School. Phil Bruno, who chairs the anti-bullying club at Long Beach High School. We really feel it's vital to get the kids involved because, drinking is out of control. And I've heard, and Michelle, maybe expand on this, I've heard horrible stories about what goes on those buses. And to me, that's one of the most severe problems facing all our communities is that, and I don't want to blame the bus drivers. To me, the bus drivers are there to transport the children safely to school. It's too much to ask them to be disciplinarian, but I think a lot of the bullying and a lot of the teasing and hazing goes on those buses.
Definitely, I think that's why the children act up, because they know that they can. Because the bus driver's there to drive the bus, and they are in school all day long, and when they are on the way home, there's no parental guidance, there's no teachers, and the bus driver is there just to drive the bus, and there's, like I said, there's no one there to reprimand them. The bus driver is there just to drive the bus, and the children are just acting up, and we've been told that there's no funds to put anyone on the bus, or no cameras to put on the bus, and something needs to be done. We need to have cameras on the bus, I think.
Very good point. Rocco, you want to weigh in on this?
Yeah, real quickly, if I may.
All right.
I think I've said this once before, but I'd like to share this with you because it's particularly alarming to me as someone who was once in the bus system. Back when I was riding the buses, back when I still lived in New York City, in Queens, we had matrons on the buses. Those were the people that were pretty much responsible for making sure kids were not out of control. I mean, I had a matron that was really intimidating when I was on the bus, so that really helped a lot for the bus drivers and stuff, because the bus drivers can't deal with kids like on that level. They need to have at least one other person there as a support for the bus drivers. So the fact that, for whatever reason, the bus companies cut that out is really a detriment to them, because it makes the bus environment that just more unsupervised and all that.
Yeah, it's dangerous. It's a hazard, and I've heard of horror stories where the bus driver was trying to turn around and reprimand the children while he was driving the bus, and it was just an unsafe hazard just for everyone.
Absolutely. And the final thing I want to talk about is, I think we touched on a lot of these things, is the cyberbullying. I think that is really out of control, and kids can just write the meanest, nastiest things and it can really make someone's life miserable.
Yeah, like I was saying before, there's been Facebook pages created just to bully people. Facebook pages, just to harass someone, where they've just created, even text messages. They'll say, "What are you still doing here?" There's just constant harassment, and there's no reason for it. And if you would just go to the police, there's no 10 years ago there was no cybercrime unit, I guess you would call it. Now there's a liaison, I think, in school, where they work with the principal and the liaison and the police department. It takes a lot of manpower between those three people, the parent, the liaison, and I think the school. But I'm not really sure what the law is now in those steps, where social media stands, and what the charges can and cannot be brought on that person that does create those Facebook pages or does create text messages. I don't know what can and cannot be done now. There was an article recently where something was happening in Spain over the weekend or last week. There was 4 people that were bullying one person on the internet, and there were charges brought up in Spain. So maybe it'll happen here.
Absolutely. I've always felt that the penalties for kids that bully should be a lot more severe, because a little slap on the wrist doesn't do anything. So a lot more needs to be done, and hopefully next week we can get some of the students here to share their thoughts, and people are free to post things on our Halftime Howie, Friends of Halftime Howie page, Halftime Howie show, and we're going to be here at Poncho's next Sunday, and we're also we're going to do a show on the 18th on the drug crisis in our society, and we want people to come and share. And folks, these are very serious issues. They all fall under the umbrella of mental health, and the more people come and share, like last week we had 2 people who were in recovery, and they spoke from the heart, and very, very moving, very powerful. And for all these topics that deal with the under the umbrella of mental health, we need you to come and share your stories, and together we can and we will make a difference. All right, let's give it up, Michelle. Great job.